Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and today we're going to be covering 3 Atlas strategies so you can farm the endgame of Path of Exile with. Now, before I go into it, I do have to say that it's pretty hard to get a wrong Atlas strategy, and it's really just about what content you enjoy. But we wanted to provide you with some examples that if you're really not sure what you want to do, and yeah, well, here's going to be some examples. Now, there are infinite strategies of what to do and more complex ones. But hopefully these will help you get some idea of things you want to farm in Path of Exile. And especially when it comes to the influence of choice, we have a lot of choice there now, especially with the new Maven Destructive Play node and actually, getting a ton of extra bosses by witnessing normal map bosses, which is really cool. That wasn't as much of a thing before. And the choice between red and blue obviously matters a lot between whether you're softcore and hardcore. And at least on hardcore right now, most of the X-Arc items are not worth a lot, and Chaos isn't worth as much right now. And the blue altars, obviously, you have a chance of the Divine altar, which is very rare. Most people only find 1 or 2 at least at most, if not 0. And Ashes of the Stars is 90 divines on hardcore. I mean, it fluctuates between 60 and 100, but it does get affected by things like that. So this tree specializes in making raw currency, especially with little to no trading, and also really good for crafting your own gear. So you can see that we have some nice things that are just great, like the Divination and Strongboxes thing. So this will guarantee that you're getting at least 1 Strongbox per map. They're more likely to be Divination cards and, or Diviner Strongboxes, sorry, and Divination cards from any Strongbox is duplicated. So even if you're opening a normal like ornate or normal strongbox and let's say a brother's gift drops from that, you're getting 10 divines, not 5. And then we have shrines here. These are really nice. Guaranteed shrine. They will give you 2 buffs per shrine. There will be more monsters with them. So this is just like extra juice in your maps. It's really nice. I very frequently have those nodes, and this is very similar to what I do at League Start. And then we have gone loads of Expedition. Expedition is one of the best ways to make currency, especially without trading. 2 yen will just give you loads and loads of currency. So we have increased chance of 2 yen and increased chance of Danig. Danig will let you buy more 2 yen currency as well, and just buy whatever currency you're missing, especially if you're missing the biggest currency for buying Divine Orbs, which you do quite frequently get. So very good Atlas for that. A lot of money. And Rug, honestly, very worth doing. I'm not a huge Gwenin fan right now. I don't love doing the Mage Blood chase with Gwenin, and searching for the unique items there. But Rug crafting can be really fun. I've done some few video examples of me crafting with Rug. And honestly, Rug for me is the only thing making me consider Expedition, as I personally don't love the mechanic. But a lot of people do now, thanks to the Extreme Archaeology node. This is really strong, and as long as your build can handle it, ideally you want a build that doesn't have multiple downsides from it. But yeah, it just pops one big explosion. On top of that, we have Harvest, and Harvest is incredibly worthwhile both for crafting for yourself and if you want to sell it on hardcore. I'm not quite sure on softcore, but obviously yellow juice is very expensive on softcore, but all of them are around 35 to 40 per chaos of the juice. So very expensive and lucrative, and the Ushabi things sell for like a divine. Really nice, and just great to have for crafting in general. I did try crop rotation and did not like it much. Some people swear by it. I feel like these people don't value their own time, and it takes so much more time. Now when you're doing harvest, a neat trick is the monsters highlighted in blue. Like, I'm not talking about, whether it's a blue, yellow, or purple field, but the monsters highlighted in blue are guaranteed to drop like 80-90 juice, depending on how much you've rolled it. And I think you need tier 14 plus to find tier 4 beasts. And then whether you're doing blue or red altars, that is personal choice. Obviously, remember we have the gateways, so it's easy to go over here without using too many points, but keep that in mind for what you want to farm. And obviously, like, the red embers can be worth a ton right now. I ended up paying over 20 chaos each for the grands on hardcore. So this is another Atlas, and this is doing a lot of breach, a lot of expedition, and a lot of extra just monsters in your map. So breach is quite good right now, especially like Blessing Stuff, so Chayula, and or just Chayula stones in general. People want to farm them for feared. So focusing Chayula is obviously the way to go. And you can also roll Sextants a lot with this. This will make your Sextants have one additional use. And there are Sextants that'll say like, oh, all your breaches are now Chayula. Whenever you get that, you really want to have map contains an additional breach sextant, and you also want to do scarabs. And yeah, so we have as the last atlas, we also have expedition on this with Tuyen and Danik, so similar to the last one with the extreme archaeology. And yeah, delve is really nice to have as well. You can make a lot of currency if you are a person that is delve qualified. If you like running delve, then yeah, it can be really good. A lot of people love running it. Now on this one, we also take a lot of maps fun, have a 5% chance to be higher. We don't actually plan to run Fortune Favors the Brave. We just want more percentage quant. We'll get a lot of maps, and maps actually sell pretty well, especially balancing between either Crimson and City, and Leyline and not Courtyard, sorry, Cemetery. Cemetery and Crimson both sell pretty fast and easily. A lot of people want to buy those, and with an atlas like this, you'll end up getting quite a lot of extra maps. And then you can do shadow shaping as well as an alternative. Now, the way this works is that you favor bad maps, and those bad maps will not drop, and there can be a special implicit, and some of these can sell really well, like extra ghosts will sell really well right now for the ghost busting strategies. That's we're trying to get maps like that. And there's just loads of good implicits that people want on the maps, so keep that in mind. You can also use singular focus. Do remember that this will like delete any, like if a conqueror drops and it's not on your favorite maps, then it will delete that. So, you know, a little bit scary. It'll delete anything that isn't the favorite map. Now, generally with the strategy, you would love to run breach scarabs every map, and expedition, sulfite, etc. is really good as well. Delving deep and getting owls for the amulet could be worth quite a lot, but yeah, pretty nice atlas for that. So for this atlas, we are doing Beyond, which is really good. It obviously gives you a decent amount of XP and is very profitable and efficient. The tainted currency, especially fusings right now, are like half a divine on hardcore, the unsure on softcore prices. And Beyond got buffed quite a lot because of Endless Tide. Beyond portals in your maps cannot spawn unique bosses. This is huge. It might sound counterintuitive, and in my opinion, it is slightly bad design. I'm not a huge fan of this because, in my opinion, the boss spawning should always be a good thing. But in Path of Exile, the boss spawning, the rare event happening, is a bad thing. Why is that, you ask? That's because once the boss spawns, no more Beyond monsters spawn. So, in my opinion, they should just change it that either normally more bosses can spawn, or that at least the monsters keep spawning after you get the first one. It just seems really weird that you're actively punished because you do want to kill the normal monsters. You don't get huge rewards from the boss. So a little bit frustrating in my opinion, but Beyond is really good because you get so much more XP, more monsters, so more divination cards and loot as well. So very good for that. And again, the tainted fusing sell for a lot. Now, the 7th gate is so that we don't have to roll sextants or roll Beyond on the map. So once you have all of these, you actually get every map crafting option. You need 6 gateways and then the 7th gate, and then you have access to like Beyond, Ambush, etc., whatever you want, Harvest. And we're going to be using Beyond. So that's going to cost you currency every map. I can't remember how much chaos it is. But yeah, they add up very fast in terms of rewards. We also have Breach, and Breach is just generally really good for divination cards as well. So whether you're farming Cemetery is obviously better for Breach in my opinion than something like Crimson, but Cemetery has the divination cards that give divines, and Crimson has Apothecary. Apothecary is very rare, however. We also have Expedition just to like give you loads of currency, and we do have the Extreme Archaeology node, etc. And that one's not bad to pick up as well. So loads of good stuff, and Expedition is in almost all our trees. We do recommend it a lot. It is very good. This tree should make you quite a lot of currency, especially if you're focusing on divination card farming. So next up is our destructive play tree. Now destructive play is really big. Every time you're witnessing a boss, even if you're witnessing like the Elder Guardians, Shaper Guardians, or the Conquerors, the Maven summons 1 to 3 additional bosses. So you basically get to fight 4 bosses, and these bosses won't be witnessed in the same way, but they still have the map bonus drop rates. So they drop really good loot. They can drop awakened gems. They can drop They can drop Elder Guardians, Shaper Guardians, etc. So having this node, and this node makes you drop a lot of those. Very, very good there. Absolutely recommend. I am running that quite a lot myself. And as filler nodes, picking up the adjacent bonus or duplicate bonus is not bad, just to have like more map sustain. So the travel nodes are actually not really a waste on this. So having loads of these, obviously very common in wandering path atlases, can be really good for your filler nodes, and also having duplicate. So this is more if you're struggling with sustain, and this is more if you want a bigger chance to duplicate all the boss maps you are getting. So very, very good. And we have a Stream of Consciousness. You could either use these block nodes to get a little bit extra chance. I'm not a huge fan of them, but you can get 6% chance for the mechanics you're farming. But what I really like to do when I'm doing destructive play is just absolutely rush to the boss anyway, and just keep like, you know, witnessing as much as possible. If you're doing Elder Guardians and stuff like that, you're obviously mostly doing the Maven invitations. But if you're doing normal maps, then something like Shadow Shaping could be really, really good to add in as well, because you are obviously going to need to do quite a lot of different maps. So you put Shadow Shaping and favorite things like Grave Troll or like bad maps that you don't enjoy doing. But yeah, quite a lot of money to be made with this atlas. And again, the filler nodes are really good, both the duplicate or adjacent for more map sustain. Very, very nice. So keep that in mind. And yeah, you'll get a lot of bosses. So if you like bosses, I've been doing this quite a lot. Really, really nice. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video and that these help you. Do remember, the #1 thing is what content you enjoy doing. So do whatever you enjoy doing and customize them as you will. But hopefully you get some pointers. Let me know what tree is your favorite. Thanks for watching. So if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.